He wasn't just a YouTuber, he was a brand, a movement, a millionaire by 20. He started with blocks, then he built an empire. And just when everything seemed perfect, he lost it all. Not to an enemy, not to the algorithm, but to one single message. This is the true story of LandonMC, the kid who gamed his way into fame, built a tech empire, proposed to one of the internet's biggest queens, and ruined it all in a moment of weakness. This isn't clickbait. This is what happens when the grind never stops, but your discipline does. LandonMC's downfall. How one mistake cost him everything. Before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because at Scandalize, we don't just tell stories, we expose what they tried to hide.
Hi, I'm Scandalize, and I uncover the stories they don't want you to hear. The rise, the fall, the lies, the leaks, and the power behind the curtain. Because every legend has a dark side, and I'm here to show it to you.
Before the scandals, the million-dollar startups in the headlines, there was just a kid who loved one thing, Minecraft. Landon Nickerson was just 15 when he hit upload on his first video. No strategy, no monetization plan, just raw obsession with blocks, swords, and Skywars chaos. And in the golden age of Minecraft YouTube, that was all you needed. He called his channel LandonMC, and it exploded. His style, unfiltered energy. His brand, controlled chaos. Kids loved it, parents didn't understand it, and the algorithm couldn't get enough of it. He wasn't alone. Creators like Preston Plays and Lachlan helped form a tight-knit gaming crew. Collabs became daily events, streams pulled thousands live. The money started rolling in. I was just playing Minecraft, he'd later say. Then suddenly, I was making more than both my parents combined. But Landon didn't stop at Minecraft. When Roblox hit, he pivoted. When Fortnite took over, he adapted again. And every time, his audience followed. Because Landon wasn't just playing games, he was building something. And he wasn't even old enough to drink. By 2018, Landon had over 3 million subscribers, a fan base spanning 3 platforms, and an income most adults would kill for. But behind the energy, behind the thumbnails and the wins, a bigger plan was forming. He didn't want to be a YouTuber forever. He wanted to be a CEO. Most YouTubers chase fame. Landon chased legacy. By 2019, Landon was pulling in millions of views, but the landscape was shifting. Minecraft was aging, Fortnite was oversaturated, and the kid who once screamed over diamond swords started thinking about equity. That's when Ark was born, an ambitious AR startup meant to redefine how we interact with the real world. The pitch? A platform that allowed users to anchor digital assets in physical space using their phone. Imagine Pokemon Go meets Google Maps meets Roblox. That's what Landon was building. He wasn't just a content creator anymore, he was a tech founder. And investors, they bought in fast. Ark secured over $5.7 million in seed funding. It generated more than $3.7 million in revenue by 2022. And Landon, he became one of the youngest AR entrepreneurs in the US. It's about presence, he'd explain in interviews. We want to build a reality that's useful, magical, and fun. This wasn't YouTube money anymore. This was Silicon Valley. Suddenly, Landon was in boardrooms instead of recording rooms, wearing blazers instead of hoodies, pitching tech dreams instead of posting clickbait. But while Ark was rising, something else was slipping. Landon's content slowed. His uploads became erratic. The kid who built his name on streaming daily was now focused on app rollouts and venture capital. He was chasing scale, but somewhere in that chase, he lost touch with the audience that built him. Still, Landon didn't seem worried. He had millions, a working product, a loyal fiancé. He had, by all appearances, won. But beneath that polished founder image, something was already breaking. From the outside, Landon was living the dream. A booming startup, financial freedom, a massive fan base, and then in 2024, he proposed! Her name was Liz Jabrailova, better known online as Wizard Liz, a self-help queen, famous for preaching confidence, boundaries, and self-worth. She was everything Landon wasn't. Calm, grounded, mysterious. They met privately, kept things quiet for a while, then went public, and the internet loved it. Wizard Liz became became a staple in Landon's life. She wasn't just a partner, she was a brand match. Together, they were an internet power couple. Spiritual healing meets startup hustle. Vulnerability meets viral energy. And then the announcement came. We're expecting! Landon had it all. Fans saw a man who matured, who traded thumbnails for therapy, chaos for commitment, but the truth was, something darker was hiding behind that curated love story. Behind every "Good morning, my queen" post, behind every late night meditation video was a man unraveling. You see, Landon never stopped craving attention, even if it wasn't from Liz. He had built a perfect image, but image isn't identity. And under the pressure of becoming a father, a husband, and a CEO, Landon cracked, because while Liz was 4 months pregnant, Landon was messaging another woman, a fan. And what started as harmless DMs would destroy everything. It started as a whisper, a rumor, a screenshot, and within 24 hours, it turned into a wildfire. On May 27, 2025, Wizard Liz posted an Instagram story that would end the internet's favorite couple in a single sentence. He had a secret Snapchat account, and he was messaging another girl. While I was pregnant, the girl? A fan. Someone who had been watching Landon for years. And she had receipts. Screenshots surfaced. Messages leaked. Flirty snaps. Conversations about meeting. Not explicit, but enough to blow up their entire image of loyalty and love. He was just holding me in bed a few nights ago, Liz wrote, telling me he loved me, telling me I'm safe. While planning to meet someone else? The betrayal wasn't just in the act, it was in the timing. She was 4 months pregnant. He was preparing to be a father, and yet he couldn't stop chasing attention from strangers. The Fanny message said she had been watching him for years. She said he didn't even hide who he was. She knew it was him. Same voice, same language, same vibe. And when the screenshots dropped, the internet did not hold back. The man who once made millions screaming over Minecraft blocks was now being dragged for blocking his pregnant fiance's healing journey with ego and lies. And just like that, the image shattered.
I don't expect you guys to understand, but I hope you take into consideration that you can make a mistake and get better. And this isn't just a mistake, right? Like, this is breaking trust, but I realized what I did was wrong. And it's never gonna happen again. Doesn't mean it's okay.
Landon deleted his apology video within hours of posting it. In it, he claimed it was 5 to 10 minutes of bad judgment, that it was just texting, that it wasn't as serious as people were making it out to be. But the internet didn't forgive, not this time, because you can't build your brand on trust, then break it when no one's looking. What happens when the internet turns on its own? Simple. You get erased. The moment Wizard Liz dropped the bomb, the algorithm answered. Millions of views, millions of voices, and not one defending Landon. She was pregnant, bro. He had the dream girl, and he still folded. How do you fumble Wizard Liz? It wasn't just fans that turned. It was culture. Because Landon didn't just cheat. He violated the very values Liz stood for. Boundaries, respect, divine femininity. And now, she was being forced to live her own advice publicly. The betrayal hurt, but what hurt more was how fast he tried to minimize it. In his deleted response video, Landon claimed it was just a moment of weakness, blown way out of proportion. 5 to 10 minutes of texting. So you're telling me 10 minutes of ego just cost you a wife, a child's first family, and your entire reputation? The timing couldn't have been worse. Liz had just posted about him making her tea, telling her she's the most loved she's ever been. And then snap, he's messaging another girl. It wasn't just cheating. It was betrayal at the most vulnerable moment of her life. And Liz, she didn't hold back. She confirmed the engagement was over. She said she'd sell the $100K engagement ring and donate it to help single mothers. The internet called it a mic drop moment, the embodiment of never settle. And Liz became even bigger than before. Meanwhile, Landon vanished. No new posts, no new videos, just silence. When you build your life on being loud, silence becomes your funeral. When Wizard Liz said she was selling the $100,000 ring, the internet cheered, queen behavior, turn betrayal into blessings, donated, empower single moms. It felt like the perfect ending to a messy love story. She said it publicly, I'm going to sell the ring and donate all the money to women who were abandoned while pregnant, just like me. It was a savage yet noble move, turn humiliation into healing, loss into leverage. But then, the internet noticed something strange. Turns out she couldn't sell it, because Under US law in most states, a gifted engagement ring is considered a conditional gift. Translation? If the marriage doesn't happen, technically the ring must be returned. The $100,000 symbol of forever was legally still his. So what did she do? She kept her word. Even without the ring money, Wizard Liz went out of pocket and donated $40,000 to $50,000 of her own money to single mothers anyway. While Landon was deleting videos, she was delivering impact. And just like that, the internet crowned a winner in the breakup. Not because she was louder, not because she was richer, but because she handled betrayal with grace, strength, and proof of purpose. Landon, on the other hand, still quiet, still blocked by most fans, still dodging the question, why cheat at your peak with the perfect partner, with a baby on the way? Some called it a textbook case of self-sabotage. Others said it was narcissism. But one thing was clear, the ring didn't matter. The character behind it did. After the cheating scandal exploded, some fans thought the story was over, but then a new rumor surfaced and it made everything even messier. Turns out, months before the cheating went public, Landon and Liz were referring to each other as husband and wife online, in stories, in captions, in videos. But here's the twist. There was no official marriage certificate, no wedding photos, no ceremony footage. It was all vibes. Aesthetic commitment, the kind of spiritual marriage some influencers lean into, especially those in wellness and manifestation circles. But it made the betrayal feel even worse, because to the outside world, they were already married. He didn't just cheat on his fiance, he cheated on his wife, even if only in words. Some fans were confused, some were angry, and some accused Landon of manipulating the relationship for image points. He built this brand of the perfect alpha male protector, then acted like a reckless boy behind the scenes. The confusion around the marriage status only made things messier. If they weren't legally married, could Liz keep the ring? If they were, does that make this a divorce? Why did they pretend to be married to millions of followers? But in the end, the technicalities didn't matter. The emotional betrayal was already done. Liz never fully addressed the marriage rumors. Instead, she leaned into silence and self-respect, and that silence spoke louder than any post ever could. Landon didn't just lose a partner, he lost the narrative. And in 2025, that's everything. After the storm, there was silence. No Instagram post, no YouTube comeback, no podcast apology, just disappearance. It wasn't like Landon to go quiet. This was a guy who built his empire screaming into a mic, who uploaded daily, who thrived on energy, attention, and being seen. But now, he was invisible. Some fans thought he was taking time to reflect. Others suspected rebranding. A few believed he was waiting for the hate to pass, letting the news cycle move on. But the internet doesn't forget. And in this case, it didn't forgive either. Every time he tried to resurface, a new wave of backlash dragged him under again. Nah bro, not after what you did to Liz. This guy fumbled the most unproblematic queen of the internet. Landon Nickerson equals PR disaster. Even other creators began distancing themselves. No collabs, no mentions. The YouTube circle he once dominated acted like he never existed. For a man who lived in the algorithm, he had been algorithmically erased. And yet, Landon didn't fight it. No last word video, no live stream breakdown, no documentary defending his side, just silence. Which, in the world of YouTube, is the loudest confession of all. Some say he's planning a pivot to tech, to fitness, to something more mature. Others believe he's gone for good, burned out by backlash, broken by betrayal, and too proud to start over. But whether he comes back or not, his legacy is frozen in digital amber. A kid who rose on charisma, fell on ego, and disappeared into his own silence. When one empire falls, another rises. While Landon vanished, Wizard Liz became unstoppable. She didn't play the victim, she played the architect of her own recovery. "I won't let this define me," she posted. "I will heal, and I will rise." And rise she did. Her follower count skyrocketed. Her brand deals doubled, and her message of emotional self-defense became gospel for millions of women. She took betrayal and built a movement. Single mothers saw her as a symbol. Spiritual girls saw her as a guide. And jaded fans of Landon now followed her instead. Because when your ex self-destructs, but you stay soft and strong, that's power. And people noticed. Meanwhile, Landon's empire crumbled. His YouTube channel, dormant. RKH, no recent updates. His name, now synonymous with one of the worst public cheating scandals of 2025. In trying to build his legacy, he became a cautionary tale instead. And Liz, she didn't just survive. She thrived. She reclaimed her peace, donated to women like her, and walked through betrayal without breaking. While Landon disappeared in shame, Liz ascended in silence. And when people talk about this scandal now, they don't just talk about cheating. They talk about contrast, loudness versus grace, ego versus wisdom, collapse versus composure. Landon Nickerson was never supposed to fall. He was the blueprint, a self-made millionaire before 25, a gaming prodigy turned tech CEO, a man with the dream girl, and a baby on the way. But success doesn't make you untouchable, and a single crack in character can shatter the whole foundation. So what actually brought Landon down? It wasn't cancel culture. It wasn't bad luck. It was him. One moment of dishonesty, one ego-driven decision, one message sent when no one was looking. And that's all it took to destroy years of trust. Wizard Liz didn't need to expose him. He exposed himself. And while she chose grace, the internet chose justice. Because in 2025, reputation is currency, and Landon went bankrupt. If this story shocked you, hit that like button. Subscribe for more deep dive documentaries into the rise and ruin of internet icons. And drop a comment below. Do you think Landon deserves a second chance? Or did he write his own ending?